Seems to be good. Seems to be working. For sure. Sure. I mean, it's working. That's cool. Sorry. I'm just making sure it's all good. I don't even know what that is. I genuinely don't get what is happening here. Keep that rolling. Hope all is chill, doing your thing. Refresh. Yep. Alright, we good. Alright. Sorry, I'm just getting ready for the next part of our thing here. Making sure it's all squared away. Razor pen, shears, clone tray is saturated, rooting hormone, aerosol version of the goddamn clone solution. Clones. I just have to mark the date later when I start cataloging things. Sorry. Yeah. Hope all is well. Getting some time in today to clone some cannabis in my garage. Oh, so there's an OG variant that is starting to circulate. It's called Menudo. Man, yeah. It's strong. Decent internode spacing. It is happy to take in an incredible amount of energy and light. Yeah. So just a little bit of a backstory. I apologize. These plants were abandoned by a friend who was moving, and he had to shut down his co-op, his nursery. And so I took them in and I transplanted all of these into these 1 gallon, 2 gallon containers, and brought them back. They were like root bound. They were in solo cups, red solo cups, and the cups were like bulging from them being in that small container for way too long. And we were treating them as well because they had aphids, and you gotta be careful with aphids because they repopulate quickly. Like they're born pregnant, and they self-replicate pretty quick. So these plants, I got a few trays of clones from them already in the past. Yeah, there's some way beyond the light. Like this is the last group of clones I'm taking from these plants, and then I'm putting them in another room where there's more space, both horizontally and vertically. Yeah, and like, I'm not even taking clones from that one today. I gotta top it or something. Yeah. There's we acquired these from another nursery. Menudo, High Society, Glitter Bomb, White Truffle, Permanent Marker, and another one, Queen of the South. Yeah. From what I heard, Queen of the South is a pretty decent cultivar. A few people have mentioned it to me in chat in the past. My friend's liking the Menudo though. The Menudo is pretty good. Yeah, we are testing all of those this rotation. In the flower chamber, we have a few samples each of these cultivars. The Menudo has been tested already. I grew like 30 of them in the flower room, and they had a great time doing their thing. My nursery is pretty stacked right now. Like I have all of these cultivars from one person, and my friend started several seeds, like 9-pound hammer, Master Kush, Critical Kush. I think those are the survivors. I have a Purple Punch, Berry Kush, RS11. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's where it's from, Relentless Genetics, or that's what you've been picking up yourself? Alright. So my right on. Oh man. You know, a lot of people say that autoflowers are easier because of the shorter time frame, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. That's wild. Dude. Kudos. I haven't grown autoflower much. I think there have been like 2 or 3 plants, right? Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Yeah, my mentor always wants to know the origins Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Oh, what the fuck? And I just cut it off too. Man. I just found a mutation. That's cool. I had to take a picture before I lose this. There's a second branch that's growing directly from this fan leaf, like right here, where a new offshoot is coming out from the node. There's a fan leaf. Let me see if I can snip that off separately. Or well, take them both and then. Yeah, you're fine. Sorry, I got very excited. Plug the plant, bro. Sorry. I'm like high on coffee and tea, so. Oh yeah, there's some wild things plants will do, right? What does that say about the plant? I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for. Oh. For more samples of that. Okay. So. Here is the fan leaf, and I just separated that from the stalk, and here is the branch, the offshoot, and then look at that second offshoot right there. Yeah, that's a mutation for sure. The best I can say loosely. There's several types of those kinds of things. I don't know if this would be considered a polyploid. Triploid? Yeah. 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 Loosely, I would just identify it as a mutation, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely unique. I'm tripping. I'm glad I got a good little clip of that. I'm gonna have to save that later. Yeah. Oh, I gotta adjust a lot of stuff. I actually just received some donated equipment from my friend Angel, um, so that I could do more of that stuff again. I've got a Chromebook here that I can deal with all of the bot stuff and whatnot again. For a little while, I was kind of stuck on that. Sometimes the bot would deactivate and I would have to run into my room and adjust it from that desktop. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in my flop era anyways, so I'm gonna turn some settings back on. There were a lot of people that were like hardcore trying to like, I don't know, incriminate us with clips and shit. It was goofy as fuck. You know, the out of context ones. Got like fucking hardcore banned from a few outlets in the past because like I did a fucking seed giveaway that was sponsored by a legitimate company, and then like another group of people that I was gonna collaborate with, they're like trying to use our forums to slang, and then they compared their actions to that and got me banned. So there's a lot of stuff that I just keep in house or subscriber, you know. Damn. Right? I don't feel confident about this one. I mean, it did work-ish. There you go. Yeah, this will be kind of short anyway, so I'd be going back and making my own clips. Oh, that sounds neat. I must confess, I think what I've described is some of the most exotic stuff we've cultivated in a while. I am working with a lot of my elders, and they are all about the like Landris and some of the old school stuff, like, you know, my friend really wants to keep growing Master Kush, the OGs. He wants a good sour diesel, you know. Yeah. They're very old school. Oh, damn. I haven't heard that one in a while. Last time I had seen Super Silver Haze. Shit, that was like 8 years ago? Damn. We're getting old. uh, yeah. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to switch up how I work here. These LEDs are pretty high powered, and it's not good to like stare at them. I'm seeing spots because it's up there in the background behind what I'm looking at. I've been doing defoliation in here lately, for obvious reasons, and crouch like this, yeah, stare at the lights too long, it becomes a hazard to the eyes. Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely switch to my LED shades here, but I got bad eyesight and I'm gonna stab myself in the hand. So sorry. Damn. That's nice. Yeah. My friend has been getting these LEDs from a company called RDJ Bounds. Yeah, fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. Yep. Story of my life. RDJ Bounds lighting, they're alright. They were making LEDs that like I don't know how to describe it. I think they were just having issues with manufacturing. Like, they either decided to make a bunch really quick, or they're having a hard time meeting with demand. So they're working quickly, and the quality of the work kind of diminished. They have two models that we got: the 400 watt and the 720. And I've really had no issues with the 720, but like the 400s, they have this heat dissipation issue. When they were making them, they were putting thermal paste on unevenly, and like this part of the power supply that was the hottest, that shit was was burning out. And so like one light bar would burn out all the time within a couple of months, and then, you know, on paper they've got life expectancy of like 50,000 hours. So like, just making sure I'm not getting the plant off of another plant here. Yeah, so they did that. Yeah. Yeah, Osram's pretty good. Yeah. So I did a video. I don't know if I put it on YouTube, but like my buddy was getting all of these LEDs replaced. He was replacing all of the burnt out equipment under warranty, and like it just kept happening over and over. And we reached out to them about this. You know, it was one of those things that's like, yo, you guys have a like legitimate problem. Yeah, nowhere near. It was like 1,600 hours, like running 93 days, 18 hours a day, burnt out, which is nowhere near 50,000 hours. Nowhere near. And so I did this video where I disassembled all of those damaged light bars and showed everybody that every single one of them had the thermal paste between the circuit board and the aluminum heatsink. Like, all of them were uneven. It was like either somebody was bum rushing or the machine's not not calibrated or whatever, you know? Yeah, so after posting that, they finally fucking did something about it. But like, I ain't fucking buying them. Working with what we got, see what happens later. And yeah, my friend and I have been working with different kinds of LEDs since like 10 years. Yeah, about 2015 or so. And it was weird times then. Still is. We're like in this shift between like power supplies and stuff, you know. They've refined our light sources and what we get, not only for like intensity but also for saving energy, power saving modes, and stuff that's sensitive, better for sensitive eyes, if you will, like our computers in their blue light mode. Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah. Man, there's so much to it. When you can mesh those different fields, it's bliss, you know. I have a background with soil science. Like, I've been working for my friend here since 2012, 2013 officially. And a lot of what we've done was hydroponics and a different kind of gardening. And then I started working at a local lavender farm, and like I worked with a horticulturalist there, went to several seminars and trained with folks that worked with Dr. Elaine Ingham about the soil food web. They were going from farm to farm and taking soil samples and helping us cater to what we're working with the farm to make better compost and replenish the the live soil there. It's pretty cool. And so, that and a lot of reading, combining the information understanding of what we're working with, has made it a lot easier for me to work with plants of many varieties. God damn. Alright, you're in there. Oh boy. Yeah, I knew somebody. I had a friend I met in Washington, and he was really an innovative character. And he had a good handle on electronics and stuff. And he was working on making like an automated grow box. And unfortunately, he just didn't have an understanding of water chemistry. There was a lot of things where it was like there were sensors to detect growth, timers for light cycles, turning on certain LEDs in particular to change that intensity of energy and light for them, but he really didn't set up anything to work with the water source. There wasn't really anything like to ensure that these levels were appropriate. The particles per million, the pH level. Oh man. Yeah. And then there was a lot of stuff that was like experimentation. In truth, nature is 100% set and forget. Yeah. And then part of understanding like what the soil is like that composition, and that like you can't just like go and get soil because there's so many variations. Right? Sand, silt, clay, minerals, sediments, gases, organic matter, and water in varying ratios, I honestly have not worked much with cocoa. We've been doing a lot of stuff with sphagnum peat moss and the rock wool, which is like basalt rock and iron slag. Yeah. Yeah, same. I've got a bunch of garden beds I put together over the years, and they've just been left alone. No-till beds. I have a few compost piles, and I'm like rejuvenating my front yard. One of them's like a 5-foot sphere, getting larger by the year, and I have like a good 8 by 20-foot patch doing its thing. One pile is more mulch, woody material for fungi, and then the other pile gets all the goodies: food scraps, overripened fruit. And feels good, right? To have an understanding of that, don't it? What you're putting through your systems. Oh. Right. Yeah. The worms and the grubs be good. Great for the soil, creating the aggregates, soil binders while they're weaving through. Man. Sorry, scissors are squeaky today. I'm gonna clean them later. I ain't got time to go back and forth right now. We talked about the lights a bit. Yeah, this room is given a few different types of solution right now. 3 different kinds at different times. Historically, we have worked with general hydroponics. There's the 1 part grow and bloom solution. Here we just use grow occasionally. I've been using mother plant A and B from Hydrodynamics International. 20 milliliters each of A and B to 1 gallon of water. The grow is 5 milliliters per gallon. We started using this veg and bloom booster from a company. I can never remember their fucking name. It's like a CX Hydro or something. My buddy started using their blend of the veg booster and the bloom booster. Not in conjunction or tandem, at different periods of time. The veg booster has been really good. A lot of these plants have woken up. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too far off, right? Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that's been happening lately, what was it? My mentor had a hard time replacing our pH probe. We've been using this Blue Lab combo meter for pH, temperature, ppm, and electric conductivity, EC. Old faithful, tried and true, worked for many years. Became harder to find the new equipment at a fair price. My mentor is 68, so we do what we can to put everything back into the grow. Yeah, so my buddy bought. He was trying to show someone else hydroponics, and for a Christmas gift, he purchased a Vivo Sun pH probe, ppm probe combo for like $8 each, and I mean they worked for a bit, but for some reason they were selling these probes and they didn't have sealed housing. I accidentally dropped one into a gallon of water and it was never the same. Which doesn't make fucking sense. For the utilization of the damn tool. But we got another one. I'll take a picture of it later. And it's been good. It's been a pretty nice replacement. The damn thing would the new pH probe that I have is very quick to read. Both the pH and the temperature, but it only does the 10th digit I had another one that was doing, sorry, to the thousandth, so the third digit. And that was cool to see those crazy ass variations. Yeah. But the cheap probes that we were using dried out very quickly, were not waterproof. I was like, oh man, I cannot with this shit right now. Right? Oh yeah. Next plant. Halfway there. Thanks for hanging out, shooting the shit, checking out the grow, sharing a bit about your grow. I always appreciate it. I love to hear about what's going on out there, other side of the mountains. Oh shit. Hell yes. Sorry, I have tea. I've been making myself hash tea in the morning. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Oh! Sorry. I low-key spaced out and lightly brushed my thumb with the razor pen here, and my brain sent a late signal. Oh, that's awesome. There you go. Man, yeah, I gotta make some gummies soon. That'll be one of my next endeavors here. Oh, nice. Good afternoon. Welcome to the sesh. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's getting busy around here. I'm tackling several things before the next harvest and small vacation. I've been working for my friend every day on the gardens and doing stuff around the house since last September. Oh man, I am getting a day out and about with my sister. I'm gonna go to the Ren Fair. I believe the Irwindale one's gonna be nice. And then 420 is happening. Oh yeah, red family. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Day out, some LARPing. I got a drinking horn. Chilling with my family. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, hell yes. Oh my. Oh. Yeah. Tried and true. Root Tech from Technoflora. It's got that, indole 3 butyric acid, synthesized rooting hormone that inhibits taproot growth and promotes horizontal or lateral growth, sideways. Yeah. Fucking stunts them. I can tell you for sure. Your plants will adapt to that. And eventually, if you keep growing the same fucker, that's like the clone of a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone in that environment, eventually it's just not going to grow these big ass taproots anymore. Alright then. Technoflora? What the? Ah! Alright. Yeah. Right there, yeah. Sorry, I have a mirrored preview, so like what it was showing slightly different. Yeah. My local hydroponics store, they're cool people. They're about the DIY, the home grower. And these dudes, like, no lie, they were selling a $20 clone kit. It came with cube plugs, the packaged clone cubes that are like Sphagnum peat moss, cocoa coir, biochar, and a patented proprietary blend that binds them. Proprietary binding material. Patented proprietary binding material. Yeah. So they gave us a dome, a razor pen, the fucking sample of the Technoflora, which I use all the time. Yeah. By itself at the same store, the clone kit, the Q plugs, was $17. So everything else, like a dome, the rooting hormone, and the scalpel, and I also got hooked up with this. I use this all the time, so I'm just gonna save it for later. Some Clonex for a gallon. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I've been cloning cannabis here since 2013 in August. Officially. I've been using straight Sphagnum peat moss, the Rockwool cubes that are basalt rock and iron slag woven into fibers. And I don't like them anymore. I like Q plugs. They've worked out fairly well for me. They've got this thing going on where they are they transpire well. Evaporation and transpiration in the cube tray itself is very important. And like these cube plugs have been good for moisture retention, and the plant totally wicks off shit it doesn't want. It's pretty wild. Before I switched back to the RO system, we were using the tap water, which had extra iron, calcium, magnesium, from our local municipality. And that shit would fucking wick into the calcium was wicking back into the tips of the Q plugs and it was separated from the rest. It was pretty wild to see. And the plants are fine, all rooted, happy, healthy, no damage, no hindrance. Yeah. Support small business, shop local. The local economy is just as important. Yeah. there was it was a bad angled cut. You normally want to go 45 degrees. Too steep, too much exposed space where you make that cutting. There's more surface area for the like decomposition and the promotion of non-beneficial microorganisms thriving, like doing their thing. There are other factors in that, stagnation and whatnot, but you know, best to avoid anything bad. What the fuck? There's another one. Look at this. No worries. There's one branch coming off of that. Yeah, there's some crazy growth happening on these plants. We found another one where there was one branch coming off the node, and from the fan leaf on this stem there was a second branch growing. So cool. Yeah. Well, sorry little one, you gotta go. Yeah, hopefully you make it through all that jazz. Be free, little guy. And there it is. Sweet. Get a bucket real quick. Oh, all right. I'm almost done, all right? All right, cool. So we're about done here. Almost an hour and a half. All right. Yeah. Clone's done. I gotta clean this shit up. It's getting crazy in here again. So I'm gonna do some off-cam defoliation and some house chores. That's next.
Oh, shit.
I'm done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm about to finish up. No worries. Yeah, so I'm out of here because he's about to turn on the compressor. It's gonna get loud. So you all take it easy.